what's happened. My dude Zental back in action. And yeah, it's Saturday. Know what that means? Well, technically it's Monday for you, Saturday for me. You know what that means for me. Prep time. Woo. I'm trying to be quirky and cool. Laugh with me, okay? Anyways, I can't find my notebook that I usually have my recipes in, so I'll have to put in the calories later. I'll probably try to put in a list of ingredients and how much it is. I actually know what's going in. So this week I wanted, I've been craving foods I had when I was a kid, and no, don't look at me like that. It's not McDonald's. So relax. McDonald's was for the rich kids. I wasn't dirt poor, but we still had to watch our prices. Cash money, moolah, the green, the specialty. Pretend like I'm cool and can edit awesome. So, anyways, so what I'm gonna do is what my family called pickled haddock. It's not really pickled. Pickling usually is with a little bit of sugar, vinegar, and either heat or thyme, or sometimes both. Basically what it is pickling spice, haddock boiled in pickling spice. Don't judge me, okay? I'm telling you, this is delicious, and that's the way it is. Can't help it with that. The other one is pork and sauerkraut, because I really want that. Actually, I really just want sauerkraut. And you can't just eat sauerkraut by itself. People look at you funny if you do. And it's not very good for your digestion all in one shot like that by itself. Moving on. The other one that I'm going to prep is something I found online. Creamy Tuscany pork pasta. It's basically, I have everything in my apartment, and I'm going to throw that together. Well, technically, I'm supposed to use penne or ziti pasta. I'm going to use elbow macaroni. Classy. I know. Alright, people. Let's get started. Let's hope I do this right. And let's hope it's not a feature film this time, because I've already rambled for a heck of a long time. So these are our ingredients this week. Potatoes, sour cream, which is left over from last week. Pork, which was on special, so it's really cheap. It was really, really cheap. Haddock, kraut, butter, which I'm going to have to buy more soon. Parmesan, left over from some meal kit. God only knows how long ago. Is there an expiration date? I don't think so. Pickling spice, garlic, tomatoes. You're supposed to use sun-dried tomatoes for the Tuscany thing, but I'm just going to use regular diced tomatoes. We're going to rig that. Oh, also, one sec. All the veggies. Spinach, which I'll probably use half this bag because I'm not a big fan of spinach, but you need spinach anyways. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill this with water, put potatoes in here, and boil them off. Simple. Then we're going to hop over, clean up some pork, and do some haddock. I'm not good at this. God damn. Oh yeah, it would be one of my cooking videos if we didn't have me lighting my top. Fire. Okay guys, so before you start cutting anything, if you're going to use one of these plastic boards, or you're going to use any board that might possibly be wet, always put something down underneath it so it doesn't go sliding all over the place. The under one's going to slide. I can't help that. That's it. This is the haddock we're going to do. It's going to be 20 ounces, or sorry, 10 ounces per serving. These are the pork chops. They are pretty good, and they are going to be about half a pound per serving. Well, quarter of a pound per serving. So 100, I think it was 105 grams it ended up being. Because it's pretty much, as you can see, most of the fat's all trimmed off on these. But we're going to get out my trusty scale so we can work with that too. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually weigh my haddock in grams. I prefer to weigh in grams, it just seems more accurate that way. Using the cutting board because I'm going to be cutting all this stuff on it. I'm going to tear it out. There it is, tear it out. Then I'm going to take the haddock, plop one on there, 240, and yes. So we got 512. It's still teared out, so let's weigh this pork. Again, actual accurate weighing. So we got 420 grams of pork. Easiest way to do this is to move this stuff. Use a cut first straight up. Scale's going down here, and that's coming up here. And probably just cut them in half, and then try to get as close to the 105 that I can for each. Which my knife skills suck. Don't judge me. I may be a cook as a job, but my knife skills have always been shitty. One thing you always do want is a really good knife. I mean, you don't need to spend a fortune on it. I do spend probably a little bit more than I should on my knife. But the first knife I used when I moved into this place, before I got my good knife, is actually this one. This is the first knife I used when I moved into this apartment. It's a very cheap knife. I literally got it for $1 at Dollar Tree. Just testing the potato. They're still hard as piss. That's fine, whatever. So the recipe for the Tuscan pork pasta, the creamy Tuscan pork pasta, actually called for sun-dried tomatoes. But your girl is cheap. I mean, your girl is cheap. So, I'm going to use these ones instead. I'm going to dice these up. Kind of do a cool transaction. I hope I timed that. I hope I timed that right, and that looks really cool. If not, I suck at it. We all know this. I'm going to take the tomatoes, toss them in a side bowl, let them sit there. Ta-da! Tomatoes. So, whenever you do work with tomatoes, tomatoes, whatever you want to call them, however you pronounce it, wherever you're from, whatever. Add a little bit of salt to them, not much, brings out a little bit more water. Helps make better pasta sauces and stuff like that. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. Nobody agrees with me anyways. These are the potatoes I got. They're honey gold. I prefer Yukon Gold potatoes. That's no big deal. So there's 4.5 servings per bag. I'm actually going to use the whole bag because they're going in 4 different meals. So there's my calculations. So it's 680 grams per bag. That's how many grams. And that's the calories. So it works out to 115 calories per serving of potatoes. Potato. It appears my potatoes are fork tender. Let me double check. Tear it out, and it was 145 grams. So, hot potato. Hot potato. Hot potato. It's 141. Clearly, with all these being the random things, we're going to have to cut these. They're not going to be exact. I have no problem with them not being exact. See, that's 62. Am I dumb? Yes, I am dumb. Hold on a second. That's not right. Okay, 180 divided by 4 is 100 with a remainder of 226, right? No. 4, 8 on the dot is 7. That's why it's not adding up right. Jesus, I'm dumb. Okay, so it ends up actually being 170 grams. So you're going, why is this not working out right? I'm not worried if I go over my calories a little bit here and there. But as long as in the long run it's right. Because some days you're not going to reach it. Some days you're going to go a little bit over. It's not the end of the world. I'm not giving you guys health advice. Please do not take health advice from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what works for me. I don't know if it's going to work for you. My hair is a mess. And I just got hair in my food. Sorry, this is stuff I'm eating, so nobody's going to really try it besides me. So I eat my own hair. Who cares? Woo! Ta-da! Potatoes and veg. Not really that hard. Again, I'm not over the top type of person. So, back here, I've got water boiling. I'm going to take our haddock and just dump it in the water. There's literally nothing about it. Alright. So, what we're actually going to do is probably about... I like it really strong. If you want to do this, which probably nobody in the world is going to do, besides the randos that I grew up with, you can always try starting out small. Jesus. 6/8 of a cup. Which this one had, this is 1/4 of a cup. Then there's an 1/8 measurement in here. Let it boil till the fish is done. That's pickled haddock pretty much. I like it. It's not overcomplicated. And it's something I used to eat when I was a kid. So we're going to make it. Okay, I'll see you back when it's done. Yes, I told y'all I have one pot and I have one pan. Technically I have a smaller pot too. It's really teeny tiny, but I don't use it. So I like to use coarse salt because I actually like a bite of salt. I know, weirdo. Salt, pepper, flip an egg, get some color on it, let it get pretty much cooked through. The reason I played the milk in like that is so I can do this one, and cut my time a little bit because it does take a while for everything to boil around here. This is straight up sauerkraut. My favorite is silver floss. Everybody's got their own kind that they like. If you don't like kraut, you don't like kraut. I'm going to add pepper to my kraut. I'm a savage like that. Just gonna spread it down just a little bit. I hope this setup works a little bit better. I was looking at it last time and it looks all funky the way I was shooting it, so we can always hope. Cooked fish. Yep, fish is done. Like I said, it doesn't take long for it to boil. And you're going to have pickled haddock. Pretty simple. Easiest way to do that is to strain it, which I'm done. This mess, you can see it, is pickled haddock. I'm going to let this rest in the pickling spice. It needs to boil and then it needs to rest in it. We're just going to basically excavate it out. You don't take any of the spices off. What's on the fish is on the fish. And you just plop it in there. And that, my friends, is pickled haddock. It's probably in the water for probably 10 minutes. So, one thing about that pickling spice is it was very heavy in mustard seed. So, I had to take some of it out and everything. Anyways, so we've got pork going in here, and pork going in here. And we're just going to take some of the good cooked sauerkraut right on top of it. So there's 4 meals done. We have our pickled haddock, vegetables and potatoes, and our pork chop with sauerkraut and vegetables and potatoes. Okay, I'm back again. Look at that fat arm. I'm really bad at angles. Okay, we're going to take 36 grams of butter in overall. I'm going to use the smaller one right now. Go in here. Get this going. Get that hot. Back here is just water boiling. I'm going to be using pasta. Alright, and we're going to be using about 2 cups of pasta, or whatever's left in here, which I think is about 2 cups a cup. We're going to measure that too, just to be safe. Is we have to sear off our pork. Tomatoes in there. Oh well. That's fine. And I'm going to add some garlic. You add the garlic that you like, and that's about it. That was probably about a teaspoonful of garlic, give or take. Okay, so I don't know where my cup ran off to. This is 2/3 of a cup. There's a 1/3 of a cup marker down below. So what we'll do is measure 3 of these, which should give me a cup, which pasta doubles in size, I want to say, so that'll give me like 2 cups of pasta. So 1/3 of a cup. I have no idea where my cup went to. So I'll use 1 and just shy, or 2 and just shy of 1 of those. So this is what we call that, a cup of dry pasta. And then we'll fill this back up, which I don't have any more pasta. I think this is supposed to actually be ground pork. I don't know, that's not what I had. So we've got 2/3 of a cup, well, we've got a cup of pasta here. This is going right in the boiling water back here. I'm going to use this container to put the cooked pork in. Then we're going to make the sauce, which we're going to take the tomatoes, leave all the pork fat in there, render this down. I totally forgot the spinach. Sorry. We're going to take a cup of spinach, which this all adds up being a cup. Drop it in there because I completely forgot to get the spinach out. You know. Get this heat down on low. Get this working. I just put that in that dirty one. Good job. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I'm going to add a whole bag of mixed vegetables, which have carrot, green beans, corns, and peas. Mainly because I like them. Oh, shit! I knew every time I cook pork, it does it. Every time I cook pork. 11:30 at night, I'm setting off my smoke alarm. Great. My neighbors love me. I'm tempted on just saying go to bed, but next time I'll have to open my window that's over there. Hopefully that'll... if I want to use that pan. Alright, pasta's drained. I don't rinse my pasta. I never have. I find it weird, people that do. We're going to get this sauteed down. Get all this stuff broken together. I just... sorry, like I said, if I seem like I lost my mojo, I feel really bad about setting off my smoke alarm. I mean, like I said, it's 11:30 at night. I feel bad because could be waking up my neighbors, but also it's Saturday. And all my neighbors are like idiots, besides like my downstairs neighbor. But I kind of grabbed it quick enough, so I'm hoping it saved it. I'm going to have to figure out some way to make sure that it doesn't go off next time. Oh, I know. Not use that pan and not cook pork. Got this rendered down to look like that. Spinach is in there and everything. Like I said, it's supposed to be sun-dried tomatoes. It's not. It's so hot in here. The butter's melting everywhere. Plop the rest of your butter in there. Take your sour cream. Oh, I used 3 tablespoons of sour cream. I'm going to have to adjust that. Pour your pork back in. Pour your pasta back in. Oh, I looked it up. 1 cup of pasta becomes about 2.5, 3 cups of pasta. So we're going to count that as 3 cups. And we'll divide it into 2 containers, possibly 3. Depends on how much it is. And add this Parmesan that I don't know how old it is or where it came from. We can call this Tuscan, but it looks nothing like the picture that I saw. So that's what we got. We've got the... Alright, so we have the... we have the pickled haddock with potatoes and veg. The pork and sauerkraut with potatoes and veg. And the supposedly Tuscan creamy pork pasta, which I don't think it is, but that works too. So that was everything. I hope I cut it down far enough. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you want. Hopefully I remembered to put the Instagram link or my Instagram tag or whatever I do. So and if you want, you can follow me over on Instagram. You'll see these pictures probably like a day early. I do this on Saturday night. I'll wake up my neighbors with my smoke alarm. And I post these pictures on Sunday, and I post the video on Monday. See you guys in the next video.